Peasant Productions presents the math of ESP, why it works even if you don't believe in it. Working on the idea of imaging and the idea of calling all people that talk about prophecy charlatans. Religious prophecy are charlatans. If you make a prophecy about, hey, if I sell you this gadget, you'll make $1 million. If I teach you this program, or this selling method, or this way to present yourself, or do presentations, or right now the hot commodity is to teach coaching, how to be a life coach. Those kind of people, you don't call them charlatans. You might get around to calling them a con man or a con person because, believe me, just as many women are out there selling stuff as men. But if you are in any way a spiritual person, 99% of your population will call you a charlatan, a liar, a cheat, a fake, a fraud. Before they even go look at your track record, before they even go look at what you are producing, before they even go look at what you're saying. Now, this is very definitely incorrect imaging on the grounds that you're not even giving the person a chance to speak their mind. That's like walking in for a job interview and being told, oh, what's your name? John? Oh, okay, John, thanks. Get the fuck out. Okay? that's a pretty piss poor one. And I have walked in on job interviews like that. A great many years ago, I walked in for a job interview, and as I was sitting there waiting to be interviewed, a young man walked in, handed in his application apparently, laughed and joked with the receptionist that he would be starting on, you know, the upcoming, that they just had to go through this application acceptance process still, but it was the last day of that. And it was quite interesting because there were several of us sitting there waiting to be interviewed. And we watched this guy walk in, and they flat out admitted that, yeah, you're the one hired. We just gotta talk to these people over here. Okay, so obviously, you know, that presents a rather interesting image when you walk in to be interviewed and you know that you're already not even going to have a chance at doing anything. Okay, the same happens with any kind of seers, okay, any kind of tarot card readers, any kind of spiritual person. The big reason for this, more than anything else, is that you have the I'm going to say Bible churches because I'm more familiar with seeing the Bible churches. The Jews, the Christians, the Catholics, and the Muslims spend a lot of time telling you how that person, that country, that state, that whatever is damned and going to hell, and you're going to see this, okay? In America, there are a lot of very religious extremists and religious terrorists in political office, and they get up and they rant and rave about how their right wing, as they like to call themselves, religious views are so perfect that God sent them to be, you know, Trump is God's savior. How the heck can that guy that can't tell the truth be something that God sent to save you? He might be God sent this guy to let you people know you're in the wrong ball of wax and you definitely up to your neck in a pile of feces. But, you know, he's not something that's a savior by the rules of the spiritual realm because he doesn't tell the truth often enough. And he's a con man. 1990s, I studied this guy. He was a lousy businessman then. If you look at his financial records right now, his worth is the property he owns, not money in the bank, not stocks and bonds and things like that he owns. it is these various properties that he says are so valuable. Okay? He is the guy who screamed and ranted and raved about how he's going to make America great, and he's going to bring jobs back to America, and he's doing business with China, and got himself well, not himself, his family, 6 different special trademarks in China. Now, China is a elitist government. It's not really even a communist. It's called communism, but it's not really that. It's an elitist government. There's a particular little sect of people that are in charge. They only allow foreigners and foreign countries to have trademarks and copyrights in their country under extremely special conditions that are usually accompanied with a huge amount of money bribes. Okay? So, Mr. Trump, like 2 weeks after he gets the election in the United States, gets 6 trademarks in China. The country he was telling you all he was going to fight against. Okay? He has all kinds of oil investments and other investments in Russia. But he claims he has nothing to do with Russia. He's against Russia. Okay? He's a born-again liar. Okay? So he makes the whole prophecy thing look bad because you have a person that screams and rants and raves and yells and does things saying, "Oh, God sent me, I'm so great." No. God sent me here as one of 7 billion people on this planet, and I may or may not be great, but you know what? I'm just another Joe on the planet, and I'm definitely, in a lot of ways, just another person, another life form to the spiritual realm. There are some days when I just don't really mean squat to what's on the spiritual realm. They give me a lousy day, a lousy time, and a lousy situation. Okay? You have preachers all over the place, again, ranting and raving how God's going to strike this down or that down. And of course, these people are not really prophesizing, but they are claiming it to be a prophecy. So the masses believe that this is what prophecy is. They don't go look. They don't go read. They don't go and sit with a prophetic person and learn what it is. They are just the opposite. They are very much their head in the sand, the ostrich with its head down in a hole, because it doesn't want to see that it's about to get killed. Okay? Whether that's a proverb or whatever, doesn't matter. That's the basic image. The person is hiding. Because they figure if they hide in a cardboard box, that tank barreling down the road at them is going to just drive over the top of them and miss them, even though they're right in the way, in the path of that tank that's going to flatten them. Okay? People like to be that way. Humans do not like to upset their happiness, their comfort. You live in a false reality. Another one of those images that I can produce and present very easily to you is the illusion that a woman is less egotistical than a man. The actual factual evidence shows it to be the opposite. The woman spends many, many more hours of every month going to the hair salon, fixing her makeup, putting on a dress and changing clothes several times a day, and absolute factual evidence. Walk into a dinner party. You got 100 guys standing there all in black suits. There's maybe a couple of thread difference between this guy and that guy. They all got white shirts. They all got black ties. They all got a little pin on their lapel. They all got a hanky hanging out of their pocket. You know, they all got the hair slicked just right. They got black pants, black socks, black shoes. They all look like a bunch of similar people. Not a one having an issue. The 100 women there will all be in different dresses, different outfits. They will absolutely die if somebody else, some other woman shows up in the same outfit, or even remotely similar, with one pretty much common exception: the wedding party. All the bridesmaids go out and buy the same dress, or same style of dress, or same color of dress, or whatever, okay? So the woman is actually more egotistical than the man. She spends a whole lot more time pimping herself, propping herself up to look cute, doing things like wearing high heel shoes, which break their ankles and totally screw up the human body, because they know that they look sexier because of the way it makes them walk and wiggle. The way it pumps their calf muscle up a little bit more, so it makes their legs shape down a little bit more. Okay? These are all psychological things that women learn and do. A woman is taught to lie from the moment she's a little girl on up. Don't tell your age. Don't tell your hair color. Color your eyes. Color your lips. Color your hair. Okay? So you see the imagery of human beings right now on this planet, no matter where you go, because it's just as much in India and Hindus as it is in America and a Protestant or anything like that. It's very, very obvious that you people are literally living a lie from day to day. That's the image you carry in your head. And the percentage of you that will actually stop and look at that and realize that and change that and understand you have to reformat it is very, very low. And yeah, you fit all the prophecies of every religion, every spiritual prophecy, going back literally, a few thousand years, 3,000 or 4,000 years back in some cases, of how humans will get so caught up in the materialism of themselves, their pleasure, their pampering of themselves, them presenting themselves as being better than gods, that they will destroy their own planet. And you have accomplished that. Okay? So everybody's got to stop and look at that imaging and change the way they image. Change what they're thinking. Because if you don't, you can't change your world. Okay? Imaging. Change it.